You hear that? That's live. Fading out. It didn't really fade out. I just dropped off. My apologies. I'm trying to do it all myself today. I am using Riverside FM. It's an online platform that you can use to record stuff, and I'm using that today to see how we go. So hopefully, fingers crossed that we don't lose any footage, any recording or anything like that, because that would be very frustrating. So I'm also recording with my GoPro just in case, but this is recording through my laptop. What do you call it? What do you want to... webcam. So I have a soundboard today. If I throw anything out there, I mean, laugh, applause, whatever, I am using that. Fucking windy outside. Anyway, so I'm using a soundboard, using a new platform, so excuse me if there are any glitches. But yeah, happy days. I am back. I've had a few weeks off from recording. Sorry, I'm just adjusting this GoPro camera. It's sitting funny. Yeah, I've had a few weeks off from recording due to just being lazy, I suppose. Being lazy towards it, not really wanting to do it or not doing it. But we're back, and hopefully... Sorry, I'm just fucking adjusting everything today. Gosh. Yeah, we're back, and hopefully it's going to stay that way. Alrighty. So, my phone is annoying me, so I'm going to put that over here. What do we got to talk about? I feel like there's so much to catch you guys up on, because it's been a while. It has been a while, for sure. That's better. I can see my full face now. Yeah, it's been a while. When did I last record? It would have been like... There's chocolate on my lip from eating chocolate. Gosh. I'm in shambles here, ladies and gentlemen. I just finished my a bike set. And I tell you, it was rough. It was real rough. 14-minute blocks or 14-minute efforts that were just like manageable, but like just manageable. So it's like, I know I can do them, but they still hurt. So it's like, I can't stop because I know I can do this and I know it's manageable, but it fucking hurts. So anyway, that's done. And I'm trying to do this before I get to eat dinner. I was going to do it earlier today, but I was like, nah, the bike set was playing in the back of my mind. It was really difficult. I don't really want to do it. I don't really want to have to, I don't want to record and then have to do my bike set. I was like, I'd rather hit that, come out on a high note, and then record this podcast. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to pull up my notes. Yeah, big. It's been a while. A few things happened. I got a fucking lot of notes to touch on. But basically, last podcast, I was still in lockdown, I think. I can't remember, after having COVID. And I was in a pretty dark place, but things have improved drastically since then. I feel much better. I am in a much better headspace now. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to pause this. Sorry, we're back. Let's hope we don't get any more interruptions. I can't even remember what I was talking about. Sorry for that. That's right. So I'm feeling so much better since the last time I've spoken to you guys on the podcast. It's better headspace, feeling fucking great. Like I was saying to a couple of people yesterday that my training, it's the 1st of Feb today. My training is feeling so fucking good at the moment. So I'm fucking absolutely loving it. I feel really strong in the pool, feel really strong on the bike, feel really strong everywhere. It's just fucking great. So I'm in a fucking great place at the moment. I was definitely down in the dumps with the not being able to see Caitlin. That's what fucked me the most. But I'm through that now, thankfully. Caitlin did have a good point, and she's like, I think my love language is physical touch. And because I couldn't do that, that was, fucking me up a little bit. And I think she's on the money with that one. So, yeah, cool intervention, discovery, whatever. But I'm glad to be through that phase and onto bigger and better things. With Geelong in 20 days. I think Nicola has done a fucking fantastic job of planning my training because I'm definitely peaking at the moment. Like I feel so fucking fit, so fucking strong. It's insane. It's went for a ride yesterday afternoon and it was like 35 or something on my road bike. I've been riding my TT bike exclusively just to prepare for Geelong, but I was like, only 90 minutes. I'll ride my roadie. And I was fucking flying. It was great. I felt so strong. So, like, I'm feeling strong on the bike, strong in the pool, strong on the fucking ground when I'm running. I just bought new runners as well. I bought a pair of Hockers. I'm just going to call them Hockers. Bought a pair of Hockers, the Bondi 7s, and got a pair of the Saucony Endorphin Pro 2s. So the Hockers are a cruiser. Like, they're big, soft, boaty, no heel-to-toe drop, which I like, or very little heel-to-toe drop. And then the Saucony are a race shoe. Like, they're carbon plate, like, significant heel-to-toe drop. Like, they're a rocker. Like, they're just built to make you go fast. So, I'm very excited to use them. Very excited to use them. I think I'll race when I do my Geelong Ironman. I'll use the Sauconys, and I'm trying to get into the Hockers to use as my slow training shoe. But at the moment, because I haven't run in like little heel-to-toe drop shoes for a while, I ran in them for the first time on Sunday, and it was a 20k run, which some of you might think is silly. I do too. Probably should have started smaller, but didn't. And I had a sore like Achilles tendon, and like soleus after that. And I think that was purely because I hadn't run in shoes that had, that were relatively flat in a very long time. Yes, I've been doing barefoot running as cool down, which is something I haven't even mentioned on here before, I don't think. But I haven't done significant I've not run 20Ks with no shoes on, or very little heel-to-toe drop. So, as I said before, I've done a lot of barefoot running recently. I've started incorporating it in my runs. So when I finish my run, I'll do the final 2Ks, between 1 and 2Ks around the oval with no shoes on. It's been fucking awesome. Loving that. Loving being in bare feet majority of the time. Since not working, I don't have to wear shoes. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take every opportunity I can just to be in bare feet. And I've been doing that. And it's been good. I've actually noticed, like, my feet, I was in the sauna the other day. And this is kind of probably going to be gross for some of you who don't know about, like, stretching your feet and stuff like that. But you can do a stretch where you put your fingers through, like you're making a fist with both your hands, but through your toes. You do that, and it stretches your toes apart, and you kind of like move your foot around. And before lockdown, when I was saunering after swimming, I couldn't quite get all fingers through. I could get 4, but I couldn't get the 5th. I can get all my fingers through now and make a significant, and just like roll it around and stretch it open. It feels fucking great. So I've made progress in the foot stretchiness department, which is fucking awesome. But yeah, so things are going well. Can't really complain at the moment. I'm very excited for Geelong. Keen to see what I can do. I've made a deal with myself that I am not. Sorry, I fucked my notes up. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not allowed to register for another event for a month after I do Geelong. I've made that deal with myself, and I've made that deal with Caitlin, so she's aware. Yeah, no registering for events for a month, because I have a tendency to not rest properly. If I know I have an event coming up, then I'm not going to be able to actually turn off. I'm not going to be able to switch off. I'm not going to be able to relax. I'm going to be forced to just try and keep my fitness when I don't want to do that. I want to be able to relax. I want to be like, great, I can chill out now. I don't have anything to worry about. No stress, nothing. I've never done that. Like, since I've took up tries, I've always had an event to go for. It happened initially because my events kept getting cancelled. So it was like, train, cancelled. Fuck, train, cancelled. Train, cancelled. And then I started doing them, and then I'd finish it and sign up for an event straight away. Even with my Ironman, I had Sunshine Coast 70.3 like a few months later, so I finished my Ironman and I was like, great, I can switch off. And then in the back of my mind I was like, probably should keep some of this fitness for your half Ironman coming up. And that kind of fucked me up a bit, and that's what led to me feeling super flat pre-Christmas and like just training going poorly and getting me down mentally. Thankfully I've fought back from that, but it takes its toll. So I'm just glad that I've set this parameter, like a month, no signing up for anything, maybe 2 months, who knows, we'll see how we go. But yeah, I've set that. So once I get through Geelong, take a month, maybe 2 months of no events, just fucking relaxing, doing what I want to do, still going to train, but I'm not going to have the pressure of having to get up every day and do stuff even when I don't feel like doing it, and not having to ride for preposterous amounts of time on the weekend and run and do, none of that shit. So very happy with that. As Borat might say,
great success. Great success.
Jeez, I've got to get used to this
Great
soundboard.
success.
Hopefully that worked. I've played it a third time. Hooray. Hopefully this soundboard actually works and you could hear that. If you couldn't hear that, I'm going to sound insane. Because last time I tried to play sounds or distort the sounds, it didn't work. So hopefully you heard that. If not, then I might say...
Fuck.
Why is it playing twice? It's very annoying. I only wanted to play once. No. Okay, doesn't matter. I think I'm just getting a bit touchy with the buttons. Anyway, moving on to the next realization that I had. So while I was struggling with my training, and then like that battle of, really struggling, then feeling really fit and being like, hang on, this is actually like, I'm strong, I'm fit, I'm probably the fittest I've ever been. That's how it feels at the moment. I'm the fittest, fastest I've ever been in my training career. Like, I reckon I'm even fitter than when I did the Ironman. That's how it feels at the moment. So like, the realization, it kind of dawned on me, being that it is a privilege to be able to train. It's a privilege. It's not a chore. In my head, I was thinking like, it's a chore to train. It's a chore to do this. No. It's a privilege. I have the privilege of being able to get up on a fucking weekend and go and ride 100 Ks and then go and do a fucking, 12, 13, 14 K run off the bike as training. I have the privilege to be able to do that. My body can fucking do that physically. A lot of people can't. A lot of people don't have the capacity to do that. And through training, I've built that capacity, and it's a privilege of mine to be able to do that. It's like, it's awesome. I'm so grateful that I have that ability. It's like, I looked at it as a chore for so long, like, fuck, I've got to do this, but it's not. It's a privilege. I get to go out there and I get to use my body to do amazing things. And I'm grateful that I have that capacity. So many people don't, whether it's through choice or not choice, whether it's through their choice or not their choice, they don't have the ability to do that. And I do, and that's something I should be fucking grateful for, not down about, not sad, not disappointed, not looking at it as a chore. See, I'm going to have to get used to using this soundboard probably, because I have the perfect soundbite for that. No, that sounds like someone vomiting. Where's the other one? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Where is the other one? Bear with me here. Here we go. That scene from Bruce Almighty when he's speaking gibberish, when Jim Carrey manipulates him, makes him speak gibberish. Anyway, not important. So, yeah, training is a privilege, not a chore. That's what you should take away from that whole exchange. It's a privilege. You should be grateful to be able to train. You should be grateful to be able to do those things with your body, because not everyone can. Whether it's through choice of their own or not, it doesn't matter. Not everyone can do it, so you should be grateful you can do it. On the topic of training, I've been eating so much fucking food. It's insane. And so this actually ties into a few things. So I was talking to my psychologist, and she was just telling me about like how in your brain you have like the part of your brain that has your ideal weight. Like it's I don't know what the technical term, I'm just going to speak in layman's terms because I don't understand it fully, but I thought it was super interesting. She basically just said, like, in your brain there's this mechanism that has your ideal weight, like the weight that you should be at. And if you starve yourself, you'll lose weight initially, but you'll always bounce back to that weight. the only way to actually lose weight properly is to trick it and do it a little bit at a time, which makes sense because you look at crash diets, they never work. And long sustained efforts actually do. It's not the point. Point is, like, I've been eating so much food lately and my weight has, well, not my weight, because I don't weigh myself anymore, but visually I look better. And I think it's because I was not eating enough. I wasn't fueling myself properly before, which is a fucking terrible trait of mine. I always have that trait, but it gets really hard to do sometimes. An example of that is Ben came over on Friday to sight in his bow, or Saturday to sight in his bow, and I had done a 100k ride and then a run off the bike, maybe. Yes, a 100k ride and a 12k run off the bike. Felt really good. It only took me, or maybe it was a 98k ride, and I did it 3.5 hours. That's what it was. Anyway, I should have. Then I went to get a coffee with Caitlin, then came back, and Ben came over, and he was here for a couple of hours. I should have been eating for those hours. I ate some grapes, but I should have been eating and drinking substantial food for that hour, those couple of hours, because I think it was 3 hours. It was from like 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock. 1 o'clock till 4 or 5 o'clock. And then we had dinner. But what I should have done was eat substantial food in those hours, because I didn't, I felt it on my run on Sunday. I'm sorry, I feel like that didn't even make any sense. Bottom line is, I need to make use of every hour that I've got and actually eat food during it. And if I don't, I feel the fucking pinch, the next day. And I think I'm only really realizing that now. Like, I've been eating so much food lately and my training's been going really well. And I'm feeling so much fitter and stronger. And I think that all comes together. Like, the fact that I'm eating more, it's not necessarily good food either. Like, there's a bit of shit in there, but I'm getting it in. I'm eating food enough to fuel my body and actually put it to work. And it feels fucking great. So, I'm really going to try and focus on that in the next couple of weeks and just eat if I'm hungry, eat food. Like, I'm eating a lot of fruit and good food too, but I'm eating more, and that's, I think, the bottom line. And I felt that on the weekend when I didn't eat more. I was like, I had a quick snack when I got back from my my ride, and then we went to Zendan to get a coffee and a little treat. So I had a treat there, then came home, did some yoga, and then Ben got here and we were talking shit, like he was shooting his bow, we were sighting it in, had a couple of grapes, and then it was dinner time. But in those couple of hours, I should have eaten substantial food. I should have had like another mini meal before dinner, and I didn't. And then Sunday's run was fucking rough. Like, I got it done, but it fucking, it hurt. It fucking hurt. But it's nice to be eating a lot of food. I'm liking it. It's it's pretty cool. It's great. Like, I love food, so I'm not mad about it at all. I've been cooking all sorts of different stuff. We actually found these, I think it was like Afghan, it's called an Afghan tasty. It's like a big stretched out bit of bread, and it was like garlic and oil on it, bro. So delicious. Had it with butter tofu curry, which was, just love food, dude. Just love food. If you don't love food, I mean, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just, you're different, like everyone. What else happened that was interesting? So, I was riding, minding my own business, zooming around, and then I saw this car that was pulled over in the middle of the road. I thought, this is odd. Why is the car pulled over there? I almost hit them. I was like mad for a fraction of a second, and then I saw there was a cyclist also pulled over, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Maybe they hit. I went past and I saw there was a kangaroo stuck in the fence, and I was like, fuck, I better stop and help. And then I got up there, and then the guy in the car was a piece of shit. He was like, oh, fucking late, and then like, I gotta go, and then just left. And I was like, all right, mate. But the cyclist was a good dude, and we were like, what are we going to do? Like, how are we going to get this kangaroo out? Because it had one of its toes was hooked in the top of a fence. Like, it was pretty fucked. I don't know how it got in there, but it was in there. And we were like messing around, trying to figure out how to get this kangaroo out. And we were like, I think it's stuck. I think we're either going to have to cut the fence, which I didn't tell the dude. He was like, oh, but then you're going to cut this guy's fence. And in my head, I was like, once you leave, I'm getting pliers and cutting the fence. Because the kangaroo is going to die otherwise, but we didn't need that. I ended up leaning on the fence and figuring out that if I leant on the fence, it actually relieved the pressure of the wire that was wrapped around the kangaroo's toe. So I was like, no. I was like, help me, push down on the fence, and then we'll just pop the toe out. Anyway, ended up working, and the kangaroo was, free. It was just lying on the ground. I think it was leaning on an electric fence, so it was getting electrocuted as well, which was pretty shit, to say the least. But we got it out. We got it free. And I was really fucking I couldn't have left without doing everything I could to help the kangaroo, because it would have just eaten at my soul, and then it would have bit me in the ass, A couple of weeks later, I would have just been all sad because I fucking let it die. Because it was like, if it stayed there, it was a certain death. There's no way I was going to survive. So I was really happy with that. And we called the wildlife people, and then I was like, fuck, maybe that's something I want to do when I'm older. Be a volunteer, wildlife volunteer, and nurse injured animals back to health, because I fucking love animals. They're so cool. And I don't know, I just feel like a strong connection to them. And I was like, that'd be something that I'd love to do. I love dogs, love all animals. That'd be the best way to hang out with animals you wouldn't get to hang out with normally, like kangaroos, fucking wombats, all sorts of native animals, without, capturing them and keeping them prisoner. It's like, no, you're helping them. You're bringing them back to life. So I was thinking that. I was like, maybe that's something that I want to do when I'm a bit older. Jump into fucking looking after animals. That'd be fucking sick, dude. I love that shit. So that's something that I've been thinking about as well. I've just been thinking about a lot of things that I can jump into. My options are endless at the moment, which is kind of crazy. I've never had that feeling before. There's something in my pocket, I don't know what it is. Never had that feeling before. So yeah, I'm just toying with different ideas. I don't think that's something that I'd do now. I think I'd wait until I was stable in my life and self-sustaining, and then I would look at doing that. Something I wouldn't overreach and do that without being able to actually afford doing it, because I'd like to actually look at it as a privilege and look at it as something that I can actually give everything to, rather than a burden. So yeah, that's something that I'm looking at in the future, which is fucking pretty nice, I think. What else has been? What's the tea? What else has been going on? Dude, it's been so fucking hot as of late. The last 2 weeks have just been 35, 40, not 40. It's been high 30s, but it hasn't hit 40 once, which is insane. But it's been 35 to 38 every day for the past fucking 2 weeks. The dogs at home, they do not want to go outside. Well, they're happy being outside, running around at night because it's cooler, and they'll cause all sorts of trouble, chase all sorts of animals, and just be fucking absolute dicks to everything that's not a dog. But then when the day comes around, gets to 11 o'clock, and they're like, come in. And then once they're in, they don't want to go out. They are not interested, especially Axel. You'll be like, you want to go outside? And he'll take 2 steps, and he'll be like, no, I'm going back inside. Fuck this. It is way too hot. So yeah, they don't like the heat. I've been training really early to try and avoid the heat, but some days it is not avoidable. And some days it's good to get out there. I used to love lifting weights in the heat because it's doable and it's manageable. But when it comes to fucking Ironman stuff, mate, everything I do is fucking an hour and a half plus. So I don't want to be running in the heat for a fucking hour and a half. No chance. I don't mind doing a 40-minute weight sesh in the sun. That's not bad. That's manageable. But I'm not doing a fucking 4-hour ride in the heat. No way. When I can avoid it, forget it. It becomes really, really hard. I've done a couple of them, but if I can avoid it, I'm gonna. I like being in the sun. I like it, but I don't want to be exercising for that much time in the sun. It bites you, and then I'm not great at hydrating. So I think I'm I'm on top of my hydration, when in reality is I'm not. I'm just not used to the heat, and I drink more, and then I just still don't drink enough, and then it just fucking pummels me. But that leads me into the next thing. I've also been fucking napping. When I had that week where Caitlin also had work off, that was the best week ever. We had there was a couple of days there where we napped for 2 or more hours. It was great. We would get everything done, prepared what we're having for dinner. We made lasagna again. That was fucking awesome. Prepare everything we had for dinner, and then we'd be like, cool, you want to watch something? Yeah. And then we'd lie down to watch something, and then we'd both just end up napping. And then we'd wake up, and it'd be when you have those naps where you wake up and you're like, what the fuck? Is it tomorrow? You don't really know what's happened. There were naps like that. Wake up, it'd be like, we'd lay down and watch something at 3 o'clock. We'd wake up, it'd be 5 o'clock. We'd be like, what the fuck just happened? Like, did we just fall into another dimension? It was insane. The best. That happened like, I think 2 days in a row. It was great. So I wasn't mad about that. And I think the heat does that to me too. Like heat and dehydration, water, does that to me. I think because I'm constantly in a hydration deficit and food deficit, which is why I'm so hungry at the moment, and I just haven't acknowledged it. So I've been trying to drink more and eat more. I feel like I'm always saying that, but I'm trying it again because I think when I get super tired, it's like I haven't eaten enough food. I haven't eaten enough food. I haven't had enough fluid. So I'm trying to fucking top that up to be better, better athlete, as they say, leading into my last event for what could be the year, or, who knows. I did just spend a lot of money on shoes, so probably not going to be my last event for the year because I want to use them. But, what do you do? This is definitely not going to be the end of triathlon for me, but, it might be the end for the year. I don't know. I really don't. I'm not sure what I want to do for training at the moment. I do want to incorporate, so I listened to, he's in a bit of controversy at the moment, Joe Rogan. I listened to his podcast with Knees Over Toes guy. And if you're not familiar with Knees Over Toes guy, he's a dude that, had chronic knee injuries when he was in college and couldn't fucking jump, couldn't do anything. Both his knees were just fucked. He loves playing basketball, and every time he'd play, he'd spend the next fucking 2 months icing his knees, every day, only to play again and do the same, endless cycle. It was fucked until he started doing research into, strengthening the knee. And what I took out of his podcast with Joe was the best things for knee strength are reverse sled pulls. So pulling a sled in reverse and just getting blood flow to the knee. So moving the knee through full range of motion. So I think I'm going to incorporate a lot of that into my training because it's beneficial. It's going to have carryover into a lot of things. And if I can have strong knees when I'm older and still doing triathlon stuff, that's wonderful. That's like a goal. That's like the end goal for me. I'd love that. So I think I'm going to I'm going to start doing that stuff just for me. Because why not? It's good for you. So I'm going to try, when I finish this Geelong, I'm going to take a couple of weeks, and then I might do a strength block to try and build my back squat. Not interested in building my deadlift because I've done that, but I want to get my back squat up to a good level that I can, come back to. Like my deadlift, I could come back to, 150, 160 maybe without training. I could probably lift that now. But back squat is something I haven't got a good, comeback weight. I could probably back squat 90, maybe 95. Whereas I want to bump that up to 120. So I might do a bit of a strength block and include all this knees over toes stuff because that'll help heaps with that. There was something else in terms of my training that I was going to do. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I mentioned earlier that Ben came over to sighting his bow, and he got me thinking maybe I want to get into bow shooting. I'm not going to hunt because I don't want to fucking eat the meat. I just feel like it's a good skill to have. That, and jiu-jitsu as well. I'm going to sound like a full-blown Roganite, but it's a good, and the stand-up fucking comedy, it's a good skill to have. If you think about when the shit hits the fan, it's skills like that will save your life. It's skills like knowing how to shoot a bow, knowing how to, handle yourself in one-on-one combat or one-on-5 combat that will save your ass. It's shit like that. It's shit like having a capable body that will save your ass. Being able to understanding the wild and stuff like that. They're the things that are going to save you, not doing them. So I feel like it's a good skill to have, whether I use it or not. It's a good skill. So I think that's something I'm going to look at getting into over the coming months. as well. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be I feel like it'll be semi-controversial, eh? A vegan gets into bow shooting, but I'm not going to be hunting because that's not what I do. I'm not planning on ever eating meat again. So, I love being a vegan. It's fantastic. Speaking of, I had grilled last night. Oh, dude, they have the best vegan burgers. They are fantastic. But I had to go back and ask to make sure that they were actually vegan, because just part of me was like, part of my spidey senses were tingling. I was like, I don't know, man. I think these young kids fucked it up. I went back, I asked them, and they confirmed that it was definitely vegan. I was like, all right, good. But I don't know, man. I ate them because I trusted their word. I gave them every opportunity to come clean, but I don't know. I'm worried. Part of me is concerned that they actually gave me fucking meat patties. I ordered 2 burgers as well because they're so delicious. But part of me is worried that they gave me meat patties. So I don't know. I guess I'll never know. And I don't want to know because I feel like I would vomit if I knew. But yeah, I don't know, man. I never plan on eating meat again. It made me fucking vomit. I just, last night was a true testament to that. I almost threw up when I thought, I was like, oh no, please no. And went up and asked, and they were like, no, they're definitely vegan. Vegan cheese, vegan sauce, vegan patty. I was like, okay. I trust you, but at the same time, I'm suspicious of you. Anyway, there was something else that I was going to go off to on that. Oh, I bought myself a pair of sunglasses. I mean, it's big news for me. Maybe not big news for you, but it's big news for me. I haven't owned a pair of sunglasses, other than riding sunglasses, for years, and I have bought myself a pair of sunglasses. A good investment, I think. I haven't owned a pair of sunglasses before, other than my obnoxious Oakleys. So, fucking here's to growing up and being a grown-up. I got sick of driving around and straining my eyes. So I was like, you know what, I need a pair of sunglasses to drive with. May as well get some nice looking ones so that I can actually wear them. And I did. So I don't have them here, otherwise I'd show you, but thumbs up. I'm sure I'll put up an Instagram post with them on in one of the coming sunny days. But yeah, happy days. That reminded me of what else I was going to talk about. I feel like I'm just there's so much has happened that I'm just rattling all these things up. I still haven't got to the main topic of the fucking episode yet. Anyway. Have you ever done, I am new to this, Ben told me, he's like, oh, you want to look at getting, if you want to get a bow that suits your strong eye. So whether you're whether you get a left-handed or right-handed bow solely depends on which eye is stronger. And I never knew there was an eye test to do, to work out which eye was stronger or which eye was weaker. I never knew that existed, and I was baffled. So the way it actually works is, you want to get your hands and make a circle in between both the hands, the size of a 5-cent piece, right? And you want to hold it up and you want to place an object in the middle of that circle, obviously while looking through both of your eyes. And then what you want to do is you want to shut one eye and then shut the other eye, and whichever eye, you want to make it semi in the distance, and whichever eye the object remains in the circle for, that's your stronger eye. So for me, I feel like my left eye sees better long distance because I just did it with the camera then, and my right eye was stronger. But when I do it for something that's further away, my chair's caught. Damn. When I do it for something, shit, I just ripped out the fucking headphones. When I do it for something that is further away, I'm just double checking because I'm second guessing myself now. Yeah, when I do it for something that's further away, my left eye is stronger. So do it for yourself. It's very interesting. I think my right eye is good close up and my left eye is good long distance. So I guess I've got the best of both worlds. I mean, if I get a left-handed bow, that means if someone's running at me close range and I've got to take down a fucking zombie, they don't have a chance. I'm better off switching to a machete or something. Yeah, anyway, not important. I just thought it was super interesting. And then it begged the topic of, can you train your eye to get stronger? And the answer to that question is yes. I watched a 10-minute YouTube video of different eye exercises you can do to train your eye and make them stronger. And it's mainly just focusing on short, close, moving your eyes around, making full use of the range of motion and your peripherals and stuff like that. It's all about getting blood flow to your eyes. But you can train your eyes and make it stronger. So there's some other exercises I might be throwing in just while I'm sitting there. I might do them in the sauna, because the sauna's like dead time. You're just sitting there, I stretch for a bit, but then you're sitting there doing bugger all. So I may as well do something, make use of it. So I think there's some more exercises I'll throw in while I'm sitting in the sauna, What was the other? Oh, shit, I can't believe I didn't mention this earlier. So I saw a fucking deer while I was running out the back of Petty's Orchard in Eltham. Now, if you're not familiar with the area, you see a lot of wombats, a lot of kangaroos, and infinite rabbits, but I've never seen a deer. Like, I have run up and down that fucking path infinity times. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my voice. I've run up and down that path infinity times, training for the events that I've done, and I've never seen a deer. I saw 2 of them. It was a stormy morning. It wasn't even that early. I think it was like 6. And they were stomping around the top of the hill. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was crazy. It was a crazy experience. It was exhilarating, actually. They're just out of place, out the back of Templestowe, I guess. The deer are like fascinating creatures because they are fucking massive, but they are so sneaky. Like, you don't know they're there. You have no idea. They're really fucking sneaky creatures. So, why is it not saying the name? Doesn't matter. They're sneaky creatures. Couldn't believe my eyes that I saw them. Just thought it was a fun fact. I've seen so many wombats lately, though. They're so cool. Caitlin loves wombats. They are her favourite animal. Wombats and sharks. Okay, so so anyway, I'm trying to split this up so I don't fucking double up on shit, and so I know what I've spoken about. All right. So I have a funny story. Oh, battery. Supposed to play, but it didn't play. Still not playing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It'll probably play when I'm halfway through this sentence. I had to stop because my GoPro ran out of batteries. I didn't charge them, so I've been like trying to alternate batteries without noticing, without shedding light on it. But too late now. The cat's out of the bag. Anyway, I have a funny story to tell that I don't know if everyone will be pleased by it. I feel like it'll gross a couple of people out. But anyway, you know what? Doesn't matter. I'm going to tell it anyway. I had a ride. It was like 100k. It was a 100k ride a couple of weekends ago. Oh no, it was on Wednesday. It was on the 27th, the public holiday. And I love doing majority of the ride before stopping. So I was like, I had my mind set. I was like, I'm going to do above more than 50 Ks before I stop and like have a break and have something to eat, maybe go to the toilet and whatnot. So I was probably like 36 Ks in, between 30 and 40 Ks in, right? And I didn't stop. I felt like I had to go to the toilet, and I was like, oh gosh, I really don't want to. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try and fart, and that's it. So I farted, and it did not feel like a fart. I was like, I have 100% shit my pants. Great. So now I'm going to have to ride for another fucking, 15, 20 Ks with shit pants. I was like, this is great. I'm so annoyed. I was riding around, and it just felt disgusting. I was so disappointed in myself. I was like, I could stop and check, and I was like, but part of me didn't want to know, because then I was like, what if I have? And then it's, then I got to fucking try and solve the problem, and there's nothing I can do about it until I get to a toilet anyway. So I was like, fuck it, just ignore it and just keep riding. So that's what I did. Kept riding, and then eventually got to a toilet, I think like 56 Ks, and there's nothing there at all. I was convinced I was convinced when I saw that there was, nothing in me cycling shorts. I was like, what the fuck? Nah, bullshit. That's ridiculous. So I don't know what happened. I just thought it was funny because I was convinced that I shit my pants. I was like, you're a grown man and you've just shit yourself. How good. Never thought I would do it in training. Thought it would be in an event, but it wasn't. It was in training. But it wasn't in training because it didn't happen. I just thought it was very funny. A very funny experience. Anyway, I saw this cool quote, right? I don't know what it was from. It was either from Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, Peacemaker, Righteous Gemstones, or it was from another movie Caitlin and I watched recently. I can't remember. We've watched a bunch of movies recently. It was from one of those. I think. What TV show have we been watching together? I think it was from one of those. Anyway, it's persistence without insight leads to the same outcome. I just thought that was fucking awesome. Like, it does. Persistence without insight leads to the same outcome. As in, like, you can be persistent with something, but if you don't have insight into what you're actually doing, you don't achieve anything. So I think that's what it was. I think I got it slightly wrong. But basically, if you persist with something, you can persist all you want. If you don't have the insight into how to actually persist at that task, you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay in the same spot. Whereas if you have a bit of insight from yourself or others, that's where you make progress. And I think I'm figuring that out now with Ironman. Like, I didn't listen to people. Like, I'm not great at listening. I'm a good learner from actually experiencing it. So I have insight to offer now. I have insight into the sport now through experience, and it's like, cool, I'm actually making progress now with my insight. Whereas before I was persistent as fuck, but I didn't really go anywhere. Whereas now, armed with persistence and insight, I can crush it. Alright, let's get into the main fucking juice and sauce of this week's episode, shall we? I don't know how long I've been going for because I've had to stop a few times. I think I was at, 36? Yeah, cool. I just want to keep tabs on the time that I've been going, just to make sure I don't go for too long or go for too short, I don't know how long I plan on doing it. Will this soundbite work now? No. What about this one? None of them are working. Doesn't matter. I feel like they're only good when you're recording a podcast with someone else anyway. Or when you catch people off guard. Anyway, sorry. Next topic. The main purpose of this episode was to talk about my plans with the podcast. So I've been doing a bit of planning. I haven't recorded any podcasts in the last few weeks, but I've done a fuckload of planning. And I have managed to plan, this is episode 28. I've planned all the way to episode 40 and then some. So, but I'm only going to focus on the first, up to episode 40. Then I'm going to take a bit of a break, and then I will, plan the next lot. I'm going to try and, for my own purpose, I'm going to label them as seasons, just so I can keep track of, the blocks that I'm programming them out into. But what I want to do today is I want to touch on the topics that I've got coming up, and how I plan on actually approaching these topics in the platform of the podcast. So what I want to try and do is, obviously I know the topics ahead of time now because I've got them planned out. Unless I do a fucking surprise guest episode podcast, I know what the topics are going to be. So what I plan on doing is on a Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll put up a question box, maybe both days, just to try and catch people that, may not have seen it. So I'll put a question box up with questions and the topic that the podcast is going to be based on. Well, it's not really a topic. Most of them are just questions, like a key question, and then I'll have other questions off of that main one. So, for example, the next one is, I actually got this one from Ben. Are decisions made based on the data you consume, or are they based on the data you create? And I think that's super insightful. So that's what the next topic's going to be. Then the one after that is what makes something hard, and then what is what are my hardest physical achievements. The one after that is going to be my rundown after the Geelong Ironman, because it's that close. The one after that is weight fluctuation. I should have hit that fucking soundbite. Weight fluctuations around training for events and life in general. Then there's going to be recovery, some recovery tips. Then it'll be the next one's going to be, is the age of ignorance coming to an end? After that will be, I think I'm going to just give tips on how to live a healthy lifestyle and how to make that change. Then After that, nature will always prevail. Then what happens? What is happiness? Is it possible? And then episode 40 will be our podcasts. Going to be the future of consumption of content and media. So I know I just read them out, probably boring, but they're some of the topics I got planned coming up. They should get me to episode 40, and then I'll take a break, and then I'll fly through to 55 or 60 maybe. 55 is a good target. I think 15 episode blocks or seasons are a good way to plan it out. So recording this today, going to probably record another one this week, and then, go from there. I need to try and build myself up a bit of a bank and maybe work in a week delay just so that I can stay on top of things. But yeah, that's kind of how I plan on moving it out. If you have any suggestions of how you would like to do this, please let me know. I'm going to do my guest episodes with... I'm undecided. I don't really want to do them via... I can... With this Riverside FM app, I probably only got a limited amount of time left anyway, because I haven't paid for it. And with your free trial, you get a certain amount of time to use for free. You get about 60 minutes. So I think I'll cut today's episode at 50. But anyway, not something that you need to worry about now. See, this is what happens when you fucking ramble. You lose track of thoughts. That's right. So I can do actual Zoom podcasts with this. I can invite people and actually get them on their phone or on their computer, and they can talk face to face via Zoom. So I don't know whether I want to do more of them or whether I want to do in-person stuff. I just got to figure that shit out. But I'll definitely be having a few guests. Definitely going to have Noah on again and Ben for sure. Just a matter of when schedules line up and whether I get anyone else on or not. If you have any suggestions, let me know. If you want to come on, let me know. I'll be happy to tee that up. I love interesting people. Everyone has a cool story to tell. So happy days with that. But yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan with the podcast. I'm excited. I'm keen to see where it goes. I'm going to put in a bit of time with it and just see what happens. Because, why not? Why not put a bit of time into it? And follow that path to greatness. Anyway, to finish on, I had a topic, right? And I might actually ask this on Instagram because it's very interesting. So riddle me this. Why is licking your fingers rude? Why? Why is it rude? It's fucking efficient. Licking food off your fingers when you got your fingers dirty is super efficient. You don't have to wipe it on a napkin. You don't waste food. Why is it fucking rude? I was Googling it the other day. So I was talking to Caitlin. I was like, nah, I don't need a serviette. I'll just lick my fingers. And then it dawned on me. I was like, why is this seen as rude? What the fuck's wrong with it? Just get the food off. You're done. I don't understand. And I was Googling it. And then there were fucking threads of blogs and stuff where it was do not lick your fingers. It's rude. Don't do it. If you're going to do it in private. And I was like, well, if you're going to do it in private, why can't you fucking do it in public? I don't understand what's so bad about it. It's not you're fucking exposing yourself or anything. You're just licking your fucking goddamn fingers. I don't understand. I don't understand why it's so bad. So can you tell me why? Do you know? I don't. I think it should be fucking accepted. Ridiculous, if you ask me. But yeah, that was my weird thought of the week, I think. Anyway, gonna wrap it up here because you know what? I got out what I wanted to say. Now, hopefully this outro will work. Let's see. No, I'll have to put it in afterwards. Anyway, happy days. I'm gonna record an extra 15 seconds of me just looking cool so that I can put the outro over it. But yep, have a good day. I'm back. I'm actually back this time. I'm not just we're back. I'm back. And I've got a fucking good plan. And I'm going to fucking throw all my content at you guys because I love you guys. Podcast listeners. You're cool. You're cool dudes. Cool dudes, dudettes. I feel like dudes covers everyone. Everyone's a dude. Good bloke. I don't know. I've just fucking put my foot in it. Maybe I'll put the outro over this. No. Anyway. I'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good one.